One of my favorite parts of the business school is seeing people leave on day one, having completely reinvented who they are, and then watching that new person walk in on the morning of day two, looking literally years younger and pounds lighter. It's as if most of the stress has just gone. And we have people who stop businesses because they're in them for the wrong reasons. They have business partners that leave, or business partners that come together and stronger for the right reasons. It's a magical journey over day one. Many people have discovered their new passion, and they've really reaffirmed that they were on the right track to begin with, and that level of certainty really gives them a boost, because now they're no longer guessing. Now, once we've got the foundation right of the mindset, we can start going into strategy, which is where day two really steps up. Because if you're putting strategy on the wrong mindset, it's a waste of time. That's a house of cards, and that's how, unfortunately, a lot of businesses fall down. So once we've got mindset right, strategy really starts to become powerful. And strategy really can come down to two things. That is, who you're trying to help, and who are you to help them. And we've done this in our own business. Our target market we need to understand. And we take the time to go out and go through an entire process. We know that when it comes to reinventing entrepreneurs, we're targeting generally males aged about 40, that have a history of business. They want more out of life. They're not very fulfilled. They have a history of personal development and are trying to work on themselves, but feel that there's something missing, and a whole host of different factors that we've identified. And yet you may be watching this as yourself right now. Now, not everybody's going to be that person, but they're going to have various different traits. So if you don't understand or know your ideal client, then how can you possibly understand what strategies to follow in order to target them? And once you've identified your ideal client, you want to be asking the next question: what problem are you trying to solve? What is their biggest pain point? And when was the last time you really put yourself in the shoes of your client? And here's an exercise I'd invite you to do. Set up a profile on Facebook right now with your ideal client, or as your ideal client. Go set up a LinkedIn profile, make up a name, give that avatar a personality. Like the things that you think they would like. List the things you think they would be into, and really start to build that up, so you're really crafting from scratch the actual personal profile. And one of the best things about this is, because of the algorithms and the intelligence behind a lot of the social media platforms right now, you'll start seeing other things added onto that. So if you like certain movies, there'll be suggestions that come out. You think, yes, that resonates as well. And you'll really start to get an insight into who you're targeting. Now again, once you know what their pain points are, you can really start to identify what you bring to the table. As in, what is it that you're really targeting here? What is it, and how are you going to be solving their pain points specifically, rather than just hoping that your product fits the bill in the marketplace? That's a tactical approach, not a strategic approach. So if you're watching right now, you'll probably identify with some of the pain points that we selected as being the critical components for entrepreneurs that are seeking help. That includes the fact you're working too many hours in the business, and there doesn't seem to be enough time for things like family or balance or spending time with your kids. You're getting frustrated because there's things that you're starting to try to control outside of the things you can control that aren't following the pictures you want them to follow. There's, again, never enough time in the day. There's people that are not following through on promises. There's always something new that you're trying to learn. Your to-do list is growing rather than getting shorter. You don't know how to manage the stress level, so you're either eating late or drinking a glass of wine at night. All of these things that so many entrepreneurs are falling into in terms of a pattern that then only accelerates downwards, which leads to frustration, which leads to losing the passion that you had for starting the business in the first place. It's like the spark has gone out of the eye of the entrepreneur when they get to year one, or they get further than that, and it's not fun anymore. They're not enjoying it anymore. They're going home, they're having the same conversation, you're having the same sex. It really just isn't fulfilling at the level that it can be and once was. That rabbit that you're chasing is getting further and further away. How do you address that? Well, that's why we created the Sage Business School. It was really just to address all of that, because I've been in every one of those situations. I've felt every one of those pain points growing my businesses over the years. So I know what it takes to really craft something that is a solution to that. having worked also for nearly 3 decades in personal development and understanding the psychology as well as the business, and being able to fuse those two together into a 3-day program that really creates answers and solutions to the problems and challenges nobody else is really addressing. You can't solve problems at the same level of thinking that created those problems. So we take it to a whole different level. And the Sage Business School is my flagship product. I'm very proud of it. Is really now the highest voted school of its kind in the world at what it does. And to experience that and see the people coming out of the back end of that as new, vibrant entrepreneurs with that passion, that spark in their eye, having different level of home life, having different levels of joy and fulfillment, is why I do what I do. That's my passion. And that's why I invented and created the Sage Business School and the Sage Academy to really address those needs. So once you have your fundamental guiding strategy, everything that you tactically implement should follow that. Everything down to, if you look at our business, for example, the videos that we shoot right now have strategic objectives. The emails that we craft, the meetings that we have with our team, the choices of software that we make, everything is guided by an overarching strategy because we understand who we're talking to, what their pain points are, and how and why we're trying to solve it. So what I'm going to invite you to do right now is to take some time out. Take at least a couple of hours. We spent days doing this, but take a couple of hours. Lock yourself in a quiet room, turn off your phone or your push notifications, and really start asking yourself the question, who is my ideal client? What do I know about them specifically? Their psychographics, their demographics. Identify what are their pain points. What would cause them to turn to you to offer, for you to offer them a solution? What solution are you really crafting that addresses those pain points? Write it all down, because once you have that identified, you have a solid foundation on how to be able to move the business forward from a strategic perspective, not just running out trying to hope that your square peg fits their round hole. Now, if you'd like to be guided through an entire day's process where we not only go through this and these exercises, but many others to really identify key components of strategic objectives for your business, then click on the button below, and I'm offering 25% off a ticket of my next business school as a thank you for watching this video.